Yeah, I mean, if you can get shadows, you're in a much better position. Right. Yeah. So these are all of our. Yeah. So this is the rig. I don't really know what to show you first. So much to show.
Yeah. So the rings around the bird are.
Oh yeah. So the entire commercial is held in this whole timeline, and whenever someone animates a shot, I embed the new chunk of animation.
Wow. Okay.
Into the timeline.
Yeah.
And I have a little system for doing it, which just means that I only have one duck, one scene, one load of passes.
Amazing.
And that never changes.
That's the whole, yeah, that's brilliant.
So frame minus 100 I know is my default position.
Yeah,
duck.
yeah.
Actually with its wings on for some reason.
That's a great pipeline to set up, isn't it? You should.
Well, it's good to have it in your mind to begin with, yeah.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Is that all the blend shapes at the top?
No, it's get rid of the smooth and it'll be a much quicker thing to show you. Stuff. So yeah, default rig. Now I wonder whether that's got the whole individual feathers. What are the individual feathers on? This is the test. Oh yeah, there you go. So everything is a cheat. So as I say, all of the feathers are grouped to the individual joints.
Okay.
And all I'm doing is I've got a good rotational axis on each feather.
Right.
So when the feather, if a wing needs to do that, I'm just animating.
You just do it individually, yeah. Right? Okay.
For the sake of a 30-second commercial, there's no need to do anything else.
Yeah.
You know, people have written scripts and all this kind of malarkey for trying to get a bird wings folding, and then it still intersects, and it's, you know, people come up with
okay. So if
detection.
you get your rotations right, then
yeah. I mean, this is full of intersections. You just don't see them, and where you do see them, I've rendered it and I've just re-angled a feather here.
Yeah, and it sorts it out. Okay.
So.
Well, my whole thing with the ravens was that they don't flip in because they've had their wings clipped. They don't fly, but I think they are going to need to.
Because they can get their wings out.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to be gesturing and talking.
So, it's not rigged. How annoying is that? Because they've got these little eyelids, so these eyelids are quite nice.
That looks really. Yeah, I'm taking liberties with the eyes of the birds.
And I've got this thing as well.
Oh, cool.
A little membrane skin.
Yeah, they have that white thing that goes over, don't they?
Yeah.
They have
so the eyes blink and then they open, and as it opens, the membrane goes. So it's a chunk, 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 chunk thing.
Is that happens automatically in the rig?
No, I animate. Well, when this is actually weighted properly, I animate that down, that up, and then do the little.
So they blink and the membrane follows. I'm seeing that as well, and then.
Yeah, they blink, and that kind of obviously it leaves a bit of water on their eye or something, so
that comes down.
The thing just kind of wipes it away like a windscreen wiper.
Yeah, I've seen that in the ravens. It's a white thing that comes down.
Feet wise.
Feet, fun.
And then on top of that, we've got these individual floppy bits of control.
Yeah.
And for the distance we were doing it, I think it's just default skinning. I don't think we did much weighting. It was just pretty much whatever it was, and it was fine.
And it worked, yeah.
Yep. So then the main thing really is the a few things in here that might be interesting to see. Chris Cyborn, you know him?
Mm.
Yeah. So he was doing some cloth tests, just making sure that end cloth didn't kind of die when you attached stuff to stuff. I kind of knew that this was kind of a little bit fruitless because I didn't really want to go this route. I wanted to have something that was a bit more of a cheat.
And that's what those rings are, is that?
Yeah, that's what the rings are. And I can find it.
I'm all for cheats.
Feather modelling or feather dev. Somewhere in here I've got all these lovely little play blasts of just development stuff, and I can't find any of it. I've created a ring geometry around the neck, matching the same amount of vertices on a smoothed version of the polygonal bird. So it's the bird subdived once or twice, I don't know which, so that each of those lines is represented on this curve here. And I've got a texture on it which is 64 circles on a nice UV space, and I've animated it down. Don't know whether you saw that, but I've animated it kind of travelling down the length of the bird.
Yeah. What, just physically you animated that? What, scaled it all the way along?
I'm translating it, scaling it,
yeah.
and then I'm doing a shape animation as well.
Okay.
So that it absolutely lines up with the contours.
Yeah.
And it took me a few hours to get it absolutely sort of
spot
perfect.
on. Yeah.
And it's worth it.
Yeah.
And then and it's on the keyframes there.
Yeah. And then you duplicate it along.
That's my UV. So you can see I've taken that one line is taking the top UV space.
Right. Okay.
And then the next line down would take the next UV, and the next line down would take the next UV.
Yeah.
So this is just a very basic pattern of feathers. And then I press the old button. I did a smell script, and then it just replicates it all out.
Wow.
Bonk.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Bridget Riley duck.
It's very Bridget Riley. She's got a new exhibition on, well, there is a new exhibition, isn't there, about her work.
Wow.
And you get a really nice separation between the feathers and stuff, and it was just enough to sell the idea. I know Chris did some. And that's just wrapped deformed on, so there's no simulations or anything.
Okay.
So that's just wrapped deformed straight onto the base mesh, and it's enough as long as the textures are good enough. The feet are going through the body, that's fine. You never notice.
Wow, that's lovely.
That's got some simulation on it, but I found that it flickered too much.
Okay.
When I didn't want it to, so you didn't notice it enough for it to be
worthwhile.
Worthwhile. So long as the main skin is really nice, as long as the main weighting of the duck is nice,
then the raptiform will follow.
Yeah, the raptiform will do nice stuff, and you know.
I've never used a raptiform, so hopefully Clem will know.
That's the distribution of all the feathers. So that's all based on the research.
Yeah.
This is quite a funny one. Just testing out a little bit of it.
That's really nice one. Really nice.
Yeah, there's so many bits of animation that we didn't get to properly finesse in it, and there's so many nice little bits in there that get cut. So annoying. Just a cute little grass skirt.
Really nice.
So there's that.